Hey everybody, Heather Roberts here with RSG Sales Tip Tuesday. I'm here today with my business partner, co-founder, and husband, Josh. Okay, so today we are going to talk about 3 things you need to know before you start to work with all of the different internet retailers. And we're actually going through these account by account by account. So here we go. All right, so let's just jump right in. Josh, you are going to talk about Wayfair first. What are 3 things you need to know before you become a Wayfair supplier?
Excellent. Well, firstly, Wayfair is not a marketplace, number one. Okay. Number two, that means that you set the wholesale cost and they're going to set the retail. And then lastly, it's required that you ship your orders and your products out of a US based warehouse.
Okay, awesome. So I'm going to talk about Walmart.com. Walmart.com has had a bit of a transition this year. So they have switched to being a marketplace only. You can only be a seller there. You also need to have a US based warehouse, and you're required to pay for freight and a 15% commission when you want to work with Walmart and be a Walmart seller. Josh, what do you know about Overstock?
Well, with Overstock, you can sell to them in both ways, as a marketplace or as a direct supplier. However, it is much more advantageous to be a direct supplier.
Yeah.
A couple other things that you need to know is that you do need to have UPC codes. That's a requirement. And they are a little more stringent on order lead times. So you have to ship your orders within 48 hours.
Okay. If you don't, do you get like a fine or a chargeback or something?
Well, yes, you would get fined, but they won't even
Cool.
accept you if you can't commit to on
Oh,
the
wow.
front end that you
Okay.
can ship in 48 hours. Yeah, yeah.
Great.
So,
Okay. Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. So, Amazon. As you know, RSG Sales actually doesn't work with Amazon, but we know enough to get you started and to be a little dangerous. So, a couple of things you need to know. Amazon, like Walmart actually, has transitioned from their vendor central, really driving platform, to being primarily, and really what they encourage is a seller central side of the business. So it's you if you want to work with Amazon, you have to be a marketplace seller. The other thing is, if you can take advantage of their FBA, highly recommend. It is greatly to your advantage because you get to take advantage of those shipping rates as well. And last but not least, and this is a little known fact, make sure that you don't start doing pay-per-click advertising until your listings are retail ready. All right, Josh, who's up next?
All right, so let's talk about Home Depot. So,
Okay.
firstly, Home Depot requires that you use a third-party fulfillment center, which is called Commerce Hub. That's where you're going to process orders, invoice, update inventory. Also,
Can I
yeah, go
ask a
ahead.
quick question? Can I jump in for
Yeah.
clarification? When you called it a third-party fulfillment center, isn't it really more just as a portal, kind of an EDI situation,
Yeah,
not a
that's what I meant.
warehouse? It's not a
Yeah,
warehouse.
it's not a warehouse.
Cool.
It's a portal. It's a portal, and that's where you do your activity, just like you would do in Partner Home for Wayfair. Um, Also, they require a GS1 GLN number, and that's where you get your UTC codes, and you're assigned a GLN number. And they are also they're pretty stringent on uploading new products, and they do require 3 images. That's a requirement.
Okay, you have to have 3 images. Awesome, that's great to know.
Yeah.
So next up, I'm going to talk a little bit about eBay. eBay, as you know, is a marketplace, but there are a couple of things you may not know, which is you are required to have use one of their templates in order to set your products up. You also are, of course, responsible for freight, but one of the little nitty gritties with them is you need to make sure you have customer service support, kind of 24/7, because they expect you to be able to answer your customer questions, rapidly. So, yeah, that's eBay.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about Lowe's. There's 2 similarities to Home Depot. They require, again, the use of Commerce Hub, which is, again, a portal. It is fee-based also. I didn't mention that the last time. So there is an initiation fee plus a monthly fee and plus a fee per order. Okay. They also require a GS1, UPCs, and a corresponding GLN number. And then also there's a third-party provider that they use for building new products, which is called Syndigo. And you may or may not be charged for using Syndigo. It just depends on the category.
Oh, it's category dependent. So how do you can you automatically get it waived? Did you have to ask the buyer? It's just purely
Yep.
category dependent.
Not necessarily, but you should probably ask.
Gotcha. All right, that's a pro tip. Always ask. All right, I'm going to round us out today with Etsy first. So Etsy, as we know, is really more a lot of a creative, more unique platform. That's how it got started. It has expanded out and has offered a lot more companies the opportunity to sell there. But the first thing you have to do is create a store. And because Etsy has been very niche and very artisan, you don't have an option for bulk uploading products. You have to do it kind of one at a time. And they have three basic selling fees. They have a listing fee, a transaction fee, and a payment fee. Bed Bath & Beyond, they too require a Commerce Hub account. Oh, and another little pro tip, you have to pay a fee for each internet retailer. So it's not like you pay one fee for all of them. These are different connections. So you must work with Commerce Hub. This is a buyer-based account, so this means that the buyer must approve everything, down to product listings, to promotions, to price, everything. And then another thing that makes them a little unique is they actually have two different portals, one for product listing and content upload, and one for images. And then last but not least, Macy's. This is our top 10. Macy's is 10 on the list today. Macy's does require a Commerce Hub account. They too require buyer approval. Also, the buyer will not necessarily accept every single item you want. They are very particular and more selective. And then last but not least, they've had a lot of turnover and change in the last year. So quite frankly, they're understaffed and they're hard to get support from. So you just need to be, it's one of those pack your patience kind of things. So hope that you find this helpful. And if you did, put #value in the comment below. And if you have a question about a particular retailer, list it below too. All right. So I want to thank you for this week's Sales Tip Tuesday with RSG Sales. And if you have any questions in particular you want asked, let us know. Shoot us a DM, send us a message, and we'll do one of these just for you. All right. Thanks a lot. Say goodbye, Josh.
Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
All right.